Hey guys, this is Courtney here. I just wanted to show you a little bit of how to put your Hexagon kit together once you do receive it. So you'll receive your big kit in the mail, and sometimes just because I know that I'm only going to get a little bit of work done if I'm going to be sitting at a ball game or a dance practice, I'll just throw some of my Hexies into a sandwich bag with my thread and a little pair of scissors. You don't really have to have the scissors. A lot of times I just pull it and do it with my teeth, cutting everything. But to put your hexagon together, you're going to grab your thread and your needle, and you're going to thread your needle. Then to make your knot at the end, if any of you don't know, you just take the end of your thread, face it towards your needle, wrap it around a little bit, and then you're just going to pull your needle through, and that makes a nice little knot at the end of your thread for you. I like to have it double ply because it just makes it for a stronger stitch. Then I will take two of my hexagons, and I'm going to sandwich them together with the insides being the flush side, the side that I want on the front of my quilt. And I have the back side, see how they're folded here on both sides. So we sandwich them together. Not all the time are the hexagons exactly perfectly sized together, but they're pretty darn close, and it's easy to make up the difference when you're sewing them together. So I start off by just doing a little stitch. I like to, I'm sewing on the outside of the paper, so I'm not going to connect the paper inside on the stitch. That way, when I am pulling the paper out when I'm ready, the paper comes out pretty easy. Sometimes you might nick a little bit of the paper, and that's okay because it pulls out still pretty easy. But I'd like to do about 10 to 12 stitches. It makes it for a nice, tight hexagon, and also it's important so that when you do get to the part where you're quilting your quilt top to the quilt back, if you're going to be using a machine to quilt it, it makes it so that if you don't have any holes, it makes it for a nice, easy quilting pattern. So at the very end, I will go ahead and make a little knot, just so that every single piece, every little stitch stays in there nice and tight. And I get a nice, clean stitch in there. See how you can't even see any of my thread in there? Sometimes I do a really great job, especially when I'm in a nice lighted room like this, but sometimes I also will sew and it's a little bit dark if we're watching a movie with the kids or something. My hands always seem to have to be doing something. Sometimes my stitches aren't the best, and so I will have to go back and redo those. So anyhow, it's always best to do it when you have nice, good lighting, but if you're like me and you're not a perfectionist, then also you'll let yourself get away with doing it in the dark a little bit. But I just want to share that with you today. Once I get my little sandwich stitch done with these two, then I will start to connect them in the pattern that I'm working on. And right now I'm doing a diamond shaped quilt for my daughter, and she's only 14 right now, but she's going to someday get married, and I want to be prepared, so I'm making her a married quilt to give to her on her wedding day. And her favorite color is purple, so we're doing a little purple quilt for her. Anyhow, so I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that was informative, and I hope it's helpful. And check out, we're going to be changing some of our quilt patterns, and we're going to be bringing in some new ready-made items, some art for the walls and things like that. So check us out. Keep us always looking at our Etsy store or our Shopify. Thank you.